Hi YouTube watchers. Well, I'm new to YouTube apparently, and I had a YouTube account, but apparently I forgot my password, so I don't know what happened to it. So my YouTube video is gonna be about what is love. Well, apparently love is just a feeling that you have like for a few days, months, years, but then it's like I don't know, like. But apparently love is just a feeling that you have for someone that you really love or that you really like. Yeah, I like some guys, but like they're not worth it. They're not worth it. Me crying over them. Me saying, why doesn't he like me? Why don't I have? Why? You don't gotta ask yourself why. It's just dumb. That's dumb. I'll tell you guys a story about me. This is a true story that happened to me. Okay, so I think so I was in, I forgot what grade it was. But I really liked this guy. His name was Brian. So I think he kind of noticed that I liked him. I think I made it too obvious, and then like people would come to me and tell me, "Hey, do you like Brian? Hey, you could tell." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I like him. So what?" And then they'd be like, "Hey, he likes you too." And we're like, "Rumors say that. Rumors." Sorry, stuff. So this is what happened. So I told him I like him. Then he was like, "Oh well, I like you, but as a friend." Then I just like I was like, okay. Like I didn't know what else to say. What else could I have said? So then, by time, years passed, and I still had feelings for him. And then he didn't came to school. He stopped coming to school. So then I was like, what's wrong with him? He hasn't come to school. And then my friends were like, oh, Catherine, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he got cancer. And I was like, what the fuck? No, stop playing with that. That isn't a fucking joke. And then they'll be like, I am not. So then I didn't believe them. The first time they told me, I was like, they're just fucking playing around. And like 2 weeks, 3 weeks passed, and he didn't come. Then he had a sister, so I went to ask his sister why didn't he come, and then she was like, "Oh, he's sick," and I'm like, "What does he have?" And then she's like, "Cancer." And I just looked at her with this face like I wanted to cry out right there. And then she told me, "Are you okay?" And I just rinsed out crying. And I was like, oh, God, why did this happen to me? Why? I really liked him. Why did you have to give him that sickness? I just started asking myself a lot of questions. Why? Okay, so I found out he got cancer. So then, like, I left about 2 stoplights away from his house. So I would go and visit him every fucking day. I would send him letters. I would send him gifts. I would go over there and visit. Take away some of my time and go and visit him. And then I would go over there and I just didn't know what else to say. So I stood quiet once and then he was like, now what? And I was like, oh sorry, I just don't know what else to say. And then he was like, well, you're the one who came to visit me. You're the one who's supposed to be telling me stuff, not me to you. And I got pissed off right there. And I was like, you know what? Bye, dude. So then I left. And then he left. he got in his house apparently. So so then the like about 2 days passed, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get over that. So then I went again and to visit him. I went again to visit him, and I got him this gift. I got him a shirt and um and a snapback. So I went and took it on him. He's like, "Oh, thank you, Catherine. That's nice of you." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And then like that day he was good and everything. He talked to me nice and everything. He wasn't with his bullshit. So like how can I say it? So the second day I didn't go to visit him, so I just sent him a letter. And then I stopped going to visit him because I didn't have no more time. I had a lot of schoolwork to do, and I just didn't have some time left to go visit him. So I just sent him letters every day, and I would tell him on the letters I would send him, I would be like, "Write back." He never did, and I was like, "Oh, why doesn't he write back?" I write every day to him. I waste my paper, my time, and he can't even do that. And my friend was just like, when I would tell him this, they would be like, "Dude, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You trying so hard, and him treating you like shit. It's not worth it." And then I was like, I just stood quiet. And then they'll be like, "You're so stupid, dude. It's not worth it." And then time passed, like a week, 2 weeks passed, and I didn't send him letters. And I would tell his sister, "Oh, how is Brian?" Oh, she'll be like, "Oh, he's good." I'll be like, "Oh, okay." So then his sister gave me his phone number. So then I called him, and he answered. Then like I was like, "Hey," and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "How are you?" He was like, "Oh, good." And I'm like, "You're at the hospital right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, how do you know?" I'm like, "Oh, I could hear the doctor talking to you." Then he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, it's because they have to do me they were, I don't know what to call it. Um, chemotherapy? Something like that. I don't really know. So I was like, "Oh, well, I'll leave you there." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Bye." He's like, "Bye." It's like, whatever, it's a day. And then I didn't send him letters no more because, like, when I was send him, I would ask his sister, "Oh, what did he say?" And then she would just be like, "Oh, he just read it." And I was like, "He didn't even tell you to tell me thank you?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, I see how it is now." And then I didn't send him letters no more. So I was like, "Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I ain't sending him letters no more." So then, after like 2 years, he came back to school. And school was like almost over, like 2 months away from being over. So he came. The first day I didn't talk to him because everybody was with him, all his friends and everything. I didn't talk to him. The second day I went to talk to him. You guys know what he did? I was like, "Oh, hey, Brian." He gave me his back. I was like, "Dude, why are you giving me your back?" And then, no, he gave me his back. I was like, "You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you." He gave me his back. That fucking, like, that pissed me off. I was like, really, after all the shit I did, all the money I fucking wasted on him, all the time, he gave me his back. That's just bullshit right there. Bullshit. Then since that day, I promised myself I was never gonna talk to him again. Never gonna talk to him again. And I never did. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him. Well, like, I don't know, about 3, 4 months ago, he came to my house and he's like, oh, thank you for everything you did for me when I had cancer. I was like, oh, you know what? We'll take your bullshit. I don't want your thank you, right? Just leave it how it is. Then when I closed the door and knew he holded it, then I was like, what the fuck do you want? Don't ever fucking come here and visit me. Don't ever come to my house. Don't ever even fucking talk to me no more, right? Then I gave him my back like he did to me. And he was like, why are you giving me your back? I'm like, exactly, that's what I thought. When you gave me your back, why? Why? After all the things I did? And I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, your sorry don't mean nothing to me. Well, it didn't mean nothing to me, honestly. But yeah, you guys, I think love is just a feeling that will last like about 2 years, months, depends how much you like the guy. Do you see? That's my story. Not good story. I didn't like how it ended apparently. But yeah, you guys, um, subscribe. But yeah, love is just a feeling that you have. But sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's not worth it. Like this time, the story I told you guys, that's not worth it. Honestly, that's not worth it. I got over him already. Like past year, 2 years, I got over him already. He doesn't mean nothing to me no more. Not even a fucking friend. After all the shit he did to me, no, I think so. Well, bye, you guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.